There's an unwritten rule of power that no school ever teaches you. In a room exploding with arguments, the person who's actually in control isn't the loudest one, nor is it the one trying to look the smartest. The one holding the room is the person who doesn't even flinch when everyone else around them is losing it. We usually think calm is just a personality trait, you're either born with it or you're not. Or even worse, we mistake composure for not caring or being totally indifferent. But here's the truth. Real calm isn't about trying to hold back an inner storm. It's a trained skill of your nervous system. And here's the kicker that might shock you. When you master absolute stillness, you don't just protect yourself, you start making the people around you feel deeply unsettled. Why does an incredibly calm person make others so nervous? Why does your silence sometimes carry more weight than 1,000 threats? Welcome back to Deep Shift. Today, we're breaking down the psychology behind authoritative composure, revealing why fake calm is quietly destroying your relationships, and most importantly, how to build a nervous system of steel through every storm life throws at you. Let me ask you an honest question. The last time someone threw a harsh piece of criticism right in your face, what did you do? Did you feel your heart pounding, your chest tightening, and a rush of heat shooting straight to your brain? Did you force a fake smile, trying to act like you're okay, while your fists were clenching tight? Research by Dr. James Gross at Stanford University shows that when we face pressure, we usually rely on two completely different strategies. From the outside, they look identical, but on the inside, they are total opposite worlds. The first strategy, expressive suppression. This is what 90% of us mistake for being calm. The anger has already spiked, your heart rate has already accelerated, but you use raw willpower to grit your teeth and swallow it down. You put on a stone mask. You say, "I'm fine." But you know what? You're not calm at all. You're just bracing yourself in front of a massive wave, using every ounce of strength you have to hold the door shut. The second strategy, cognitive reappraisal. Now this is true composure. People with this ability don't put out the fire. They cut off its oxygen source right at the start. When your boss sends you a cold, 2-line email, instead of jumping to, "He's targeting me, he's out to get me," a trained mind automatically asks, "What's actually going on here? Maybe he's under pressure from above? Or maybe he's just typing fast between meetings?" Long story short, a suppressor tries to handle feelings inside the storm. A composed person neutralizes the storm right at the source. And neuroscience proves it. Composure doesn't live in your words, it lives in your vagus nerve and your heart rate variability, or HRV. When you have a solid nervous system, your brain sends a braking signal down to your heart, keeping your rhythm steady even when the world around you is spinning out of control. It's just like a metronome. Most people let their inner tempo get pulled around by their environment. Someone yells, their heart rate jumps, a meeting gets tense, their breathing gets shallow. But a truly composed person carries their own metronome. The room can spin all at once, but their rhythm stays unchanged. Now, let's break down the 3 strict laws of composure, and I bet the second rule is going to shock a lot of you. Law 1. Real calm happens before the emotion, not after it. Watch 2 people receive the exact same bad news. The first person hears it, and you see that split-second pause where their brain processes the data, and then no drama happens. Because the moment that information landed, it was already filed as a problem to solve, not a verdict on my self-worth. The second person hears it, and a flash of panic hits their face right before their calm mask slams down. Both look identical 3 seconds later, but the first person shrank the wave, while the second person is bracing against it. Law 2. Your fake calm isn't fooling anyone, it's just stressing people out. This is a raw truth that so many of us fall into. You think you're being mature because you don't scream or yell in an argument. You choose to go quiet, flatten your voice, give a soft nod, and say, "I'm fine," with a face like poured concrete. You sit back thinking, "Look at me, I'm so mature." Totally wrong. A famous 2003 Stanford study found something mind-blowing. When you try to suppress your real emotions, the blood pressure of the person sitting across from you measurably spikes. The human nervous system is built to read other nervous systems. When your mouth says, "I'm fine," but your body is broadcasting tension like a nuclear reactor about to blow, the other person's brain instantly flags you as an unknown threat. If someone has ever told you, "I can never tell what you're actually thinking," that's not a compliment about your mystery. It's proof that your composure is just a toxic knockoff. Law 3. Real composure removes the feedback loop, and that's why it makes people panic. Why are attackers so terrified of someone who is truly calm? Look at how manipulation, baiting, or power struggles work. They all run on a guidance system. A provoker throws out a jab, then reads your reaction to make their next move. Your flinch tells them where it hurts. Your rush to explain hands them the wheel. Your anger confirms that the hit landed. Now, drop a genuinely composed person into that loop. The jab goes out, and zero usable feedback comes back. Not a passive-aggressive, angry silence, but a genuine, relaxed stillness. A loose jaw, a slow voice, and an answer that arrives exactly one beat later than expected. The manipulator's guidance system goes completely blind. They lose the signal they steer by. The anxiety and panic they feel is the exact panic of driving blind in the dark when your GPS suddenly goes dead. But I have to be completely honest with you about something. Composure isn't a free pass. It comes with a steep price tag. When you first start building this skill, that initial stretch can feel incredibly lonely and intense. Because the moment you stop broadcasting the same chaotic noise as everyone else, people will start projecting their own insecurities right onto your silence. Insecure people will think you're judging them. Manipulative people will see your stillness as a threat, and they'll crank up their attacks. And people who thrive on drama will accuse you of being cold-hearted and emotionless. I fell into this trap myself for a while. I used to think if I just stayed quiet, the storm would blow over on its own. But I was confusing composure with running away. True composure isn't building a concrete wall between yourself and the world. Composure is standing ground right in the middle of the rain without trying to make the rain stop. You will be tested even more at first, simply because your non-reaction threatens the power of people who feed off everyone else's outbursts. But trust me, that price is 100% worth paying. So, how do you actually shift from someone who's just white-knuckling it to someone with natural, effortless composure? Willpower? Forget about it. You can't order your heart to slow down using willpower, just like you can't force your brain to stop feeling threatened with positive thinking. You have to train the actual hardware, your nervous system. Here are 4 practical drills you can start using today. Drill 1. Install the upstream question. The next time someone throws criticism your way or an emergency hits, catch the very first question that pops into your head. If it's something like, "Why are they doing this to me?" or "What did I do wrong?" shut it down immediately. Force yourself to answer a new question. What is the objective reality here, and what does it actually change? Separate yourself from the event. The event is just data, not a verdict on your worth as a person. Drill 2. Engage the vagal brake through breathing. When you inhale, your heart speeds up slightly. When you exhale, it slows down. That's raw biology. Every time pressure spikes, use this rule. Inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds. By deliberately making your exhale longer, you're manually hitting the physical brakes on your body, forcing your nervous system to dial back without needing a single word of positive self-talk. Drill 3. The one-breath delay rule. Composed people are never in a rush to answer. Set a personal rule. Under pressure, your response only arrives after 1 full breath. Someone insults you? Inhale, exhale, then speak. That 2-second pause feels massive to you, but to the person watching, it projects insane authority. It quietly declares, "I set my own tempo, not you." Drill 4. The no feedback stance. When someone is actively baiting you, lock in these 3 things. Unclench your jaw. A loose jaw is impossible to fake. Drop your tone and speak a half beat slower than them. Keep responses short, factual, and completely polite. I see where you're coming from, but let's revisit this once we have all the data. No explaining, no defending, no arguing. You're simply refusing to throw fuel on their fire. What's the deepest truth about composure? Every single day we step outside, all of us are quietly broadcasting a nervous system frequency to everyone around us. Most people spend their entire lives transmitting static, fear, and knee-jerk reactions that they're not even aware of. True composure only happens when a person finally steps up and takes full responsibility for the signal they're sending out to the world. You can't control what the world throws at you, but you can train down to your very heartbeat what you send back. So, take a look at yourself. Out of the 3 laws we just covered, which one exposed you the most? Are you the one reevaluating things upstream, the suppressor quietly building up rage, or someone who's already felt the raw power of true silence? Drop an honest comment down below. If this video hit home, smash that like button, subscribe to Deep Shift, and share it with a friend who always stays quiet in every storm. Because now you know there are 2 completely different types of quiet, and they deserve to know which one they're living in. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in our next psychological deep dive here on Deep Shift.